In this video, I'm going to be showing you what meditation is and how you can do it. This is a very simple video showing you one of the most basic but most powerful ways to start meditating. Hello again, my name is Emanuel Gutierrez and I will be showing you today how it is that you can meditate. It's a very simple method, but a very powerful one when you practice it consistently. So I'm going to be showing you some of this, how to meditate. Now, I divide this into a series of 10 steps that you can see here. Okay, there are 10 steps here on how to meditate. I mean, you can just you can print screen and put them all like that, if you so wish. But I will be explaining each one of these in more details. Okay, so let me go with the next illustration here. Now let's start with step number 1. Go to a special place with no distractions. That's right. Just find a special place with no distractions, and separate at least 5 minutes. I like to keep this very, very, very basic, okay? And I insist, a lot of people say, oh, but 5 minutes, that's ridiculous. It isn't. I usually tell my clients and give them this challenge. Do 5 minutes non-stop for 30 days. And if you're able to do that, then bring it up to 10 minutes, okay? So start off basic and very simple so that you start developing this habit. Step number 2, find a comfortable sitting position and keep your back as straight as possible, okay? This is critical here. Why is it that you want to keep your back straight? A lot of people ask me this. Well, there are certain benefits because you're not going to fall asleep. This is the most basic lesson here. You can try laying down when you meditate, but it's not going to be the same because you're more likely to fall asleep. But if you're sitting erect with a straight back and you simply close your eyes, you're able to meditate, and there's less of a chance of you falling asleep because you're going to feel yourself wobbling forwards and you're going to bring it up again. Okay, you're going to strengthen your posture once more. So this is the main purpose of this. Okay, step number 3, use a timer. Okay, use a timer. And as I said, start off with 5 minutes. Okay, later on you can expand to 10 minutes. Step number 4, close your eyes. Okay? And you don't necessarily have to sit in the lotus position. This is the lotus position, the way that she's sitting here. And you can see by having her knees like this. And so, okay, this is the regular lotus position. But you don't want to do that in the beginning. You can just use a regular chair to get started. In time, I practiced the lotus position because it helps to keep my back even more straight, and there are other benefits to it. But the key to this is just step number 4, just close your eyes and feel as you breathe normally. Observe your breath. Observe the way that you are breathing. Okay? Step number 5, pay attention to your breath. Observe the way that you are breathing. And it's a very simple thing to do. A lot of people tell me, is that it? That sounds very boring. Yes, it sounds very boring. And in the beginning, it might feel very boring. But as you continue practicing this and you start getting used to it, you start realizing that you're able to control your thoughts. Just a thought that meditation is boring, that's another lingering thought, which is actually limiting you from the benefits of meditation. Step number 6, Some thoughts will try to interrupt you, but just go back to observing your breath, okay? And as you can see here, I made a drawing here, and you can see that the lady she's trying to meditate, and she has all these crazy thoughts, they're just wandering around. But what happens? What happens is that as you continue going back to the breath, let's say she's thinking about the mechanic, she's thinking that she has to cook, she's thinking about her car that's giving her, and suddenly you're no longer thinking about your breath. What happens then is that as you continue going back to the breath, these things begin to dissipate. And you realize that they start fading away on their own. You don't even have to force them out. In fact, I don't recommend you trying to force them out. It doesn't work if you try to force them out. You just have to observe them without any judgment, without any criticism, without any feelings. And suddenly, they start to fade away. Step 7. Feel the air entering and leaving your lungs. Be grateful for the air and the breath. So just simply concentrate on the breathing and concentrate on how it feels to be breathing. And say thanks. Be grateful for that air that's entering, because there's another benefit to doing this. The power of gratefulness. Gratefulness brings up your vibration. It's almost impossible to be angry and grateful at the same time. It's almost impossible to be upset and grateful at the same time. You see, gratefulness is a powerful, powerful cleansing emotion. And you practice more gratefulness. In fact, you might even see that you go to Amazon, you're going to see a whole bunch of books on just gratefulness journals, the power of gratefulness. Gratefulness is incredibly powerful. So I usually recommend my clients to practice being grateful during their meditation. Step 8. Keep feeling your breath and noticing the smallest details and changes. You're going to start realizing how the air goes in through your nostrils. You start feeling this cool sensation as the air goes inside. You might even feel the vibration as it's going behind your throat and going down. You feel the sense of coolness. You might even feel it going through your windpipe, and then you're going to feel your lungs expanding. With this process, you'll feel even your chest expanding, and you're going to also feel your abdomen, how your abdomen changes, okay? How your abdomen is going to change in all of this. So these are the benefits which I try to teach my students to look at. Step 9. Continue until the time is up. It's that simple. Continue concentrating on your breath. Observe your thoughts. No judgment, no criticism, no reacting to those thoughts. Observe how they fade out and just let time go by. Since you put a timer, in 5 minutes, a little alarm is going to sound and you're going to start the session. Step 10. Ideally, practice consistently every day and try it for 30 days, all right? Try it for 30 days. Meditation is something which you're not going to see the benefits the first day. It's very rare that you see the benefits the very first day. So this is the reason why I tell you, practice just 5 minutes every single day. If you can do 10, go ahead and do 10 minutes every day with the timer. Do it consistently every day at the same time in the same place. And you're going to start developing this habit. And that's where you're going to start seeing the progress in meditation. The progress comes through habit. You see? So, as I said, you may not feel a difference initially, but progress will build up significantly, and you're going to see that it's going to start compounding. It's going to start going up. All right? So the first few days, you might not feel a major difference, but after 30, 40, 50, 100 days, that's the moment when you start seeing major differences in the way you look at the world. For example, I can tell you some basic examples. Suddenly you realize you're not as moody. Suddenly you realize that you're a little bit more grateful. You might realize that you don't need any substances. Like if you smoke, you realize that you don't need to smoke as much. You realize that if you tend to overeat, you might realize that you don't need to eat as much as you used. These little changes start compounding over time, and suddenly you start changing your life without it even just creeps up at you. It's almost like a surprise. It surprises you. You realize, gee, I can live without smoking. Gee, I don't need to eat. So these little things start changing in your life, and they make a world of a difference. So I want to show you this little trick here. This is one of my favorite techniques. So this is a little bonus here, so you can check it out. Okay. Try counting backwards with every breath. The way that I do this is that as I breathe in, and I exhale, and I say 99. And then I breathe in again, I exhale, 98. And basically, I continue counting backwards. And it goes 99, 98, 97, 96, and so on. You continue doing that. Something you're going to notice. Most people, when they start doing this, they stay in the 90s, and then they even forget the counting. And then you have to go back again. That just goes to show you how distracted your mind becomes. When your mind is not trained, and this is, I like it because if you're able to go back from 99 to 0, then that means you were able to concentrate consistently. But if you forget the count, if you forget in what number you were, then you know that, yeah, you have to continue training. So this is the reason why I like the counting method, because I can measure up to where I was able to count backwards during the session. Okay. Also, another thing that you can do is that you can go to the internet and check out some of the wonderful meditation music that you have available. There's some great tracks out there, and I highly recommend a lot of them, especially if you combine binaural beats or isochronic tones. Really, really powerful. So check it out. So commit to the challenge. Plain and simple. Give it a try. Try out meditation. It's actually a very, very powerful tool if you practice it consistently. And again, as you already know, my name is Emanuel Gutierrez, and I specialize in self-development tools. So if you have any questions, just write them in the comments and let me know. And if you like the video, go ahead, give it a like. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you.